My husband's dream girl, Sophie, just posted a sonogram on her social media. Her caption read, "Thank you to my dear friend for lending me some sperm when I was at my lowest. Now I can finally have my own baby." Silently, I hit like and left a comment. "Congrats to you both." Within seconds, my husband, Trenton, called, livid. "It's just some sperm I lent to Sophie. Why are you blowing this out of proportion?" he barked. I calmly hung up. It was time for a divorce. I walked back inside the house, only to be stopped by the kitchen help. "Ma'am, would you like some food?" She paused, taking a glance at me, then continued, "I know you need your strength for two." She smiled knowingly and my eyes widened. "What?" I whispered. "How did you know?" I walked closer to her and held her arm. "Tell me now, how did you know?" "I haven't told anyone," she whimpered, feeling the intensity of my gaze. "I just know, ma'am, your physique has changed. I wouldn't have noticed, but I see you every day. It's prone to happen that I notice." She rushed out. I panicked. "You can't tell anyone," I commanded her. She nodded eagerly. "I promise I won't." But I only held her arm even tighter. "You promise?" I asked again. She nodded, this time with tears in her eyes. "I promise on my life, I won't tell a soul." With that I released her, heaving a sigh of relief. No one can know. At least not now. I let the help go and I proceeded to the room while she scurried away. I placed my hand on my slightly swollen belly and took a deep breath, preparing to say goodbye to the baby I was carrying. I couldn't keep it now. But as soon as I opened my mouth, my voice cracked into sobs I could barely hold back. This baby was supposed to be a birthday surprise for Trenton, but it seemed he didn't need surprises from me anymore. I was 2 months pregnant. It had taken countless pleas for Trenton to agree to have a baby with me. He never liked intimacy and detested children, always saying they were noisy, disruptive, and exhausting. Yet recently, I'd seen him scrolling through articles on preparing for a baby. He'd even stayed up late making 2 meticulous checklists, one for what a mother-to-be needs and another for baby essentials. I thought he'd finally figured out that I was pregnant, and I was thrilled like an idiot. But now, I knew those lists weren't meant for me. That night, Trenton came home unusually early. It was barely 8 p.m. Normally, he didn't come home until after midnight. He called my name from the living room. I lay in bed, silent. When I didn't answer, he didn't call again. A few minutes later, I heard the shower running. He came into the bedroom after his shower, didn't turn on the lights, and quietly slipped into bed beside me. For the first time ever, he wrapped his arm around my waist, his touch warm and tingling. Then he buried his face into my neck, his voice unnervingly soft. "Babe, nothing happened between Sophie and me. I only wanted to help her fulfill her wish. She's always wanted a child, and I promise, once the baby's born, I'll cut all ties with her for good." I said nothing, just moved his hand off my waist and inched away from him. Feeling my coldness, he immediately grew defensive. "I'm making an effort here, and you're still not satisfied? Don't forget, you said my past didn't matter, that you just wanted to be with me. So stop acting like a jealous wife, alright? I could have kept this from you, but I told you out of respect. And now you're letting me down with all this emotions." He unleashed all his pent-up frustration, then threw a final line over his shoulder. "Think about how I've been treating you lately. You wanted a baby, and I cooperated. I'll be on the couch tonight." The door slammed behind him. I laughed, at my pathetic marriage, and at my own blindness. To him, an apology was a favor he was graciously giving me, a display of respect. And if I didn't forgive him, then I was just a petty, jealous wife. He could only treat me this way because I'd let him. My foolish love had built this entire mess, and now I was paying for it. Few minutes later he came inside. "You should stop being a bitch about it. It's something selfless, Leslie. You should try it. It's called humanity." He picked his pillow and walked out. I scoffed at his retreating figure. "Selfless human, my ass." I whispered, willing sleep would come. Leslie's POV. Trenton was gone by the time I woke up the next morning. I knew exactly where he'd gone. For the past few days, he'd been leaving early and coming home late. His assistant, Leon, had called several times looking for him. Apparently, Trenton hadn't been showing up at the office. It didn't take much to figure out. He was with Sophie. After booking my appointment, I took a cab to the hospital. The abortion was over in less than 10 minutes. Ironically, as I was paying, I ran into Trenton. He was holding Sophie close, his face tight with concern as he looked at me. "Are you following me?" he demanded. I scoffed but didn't respond, instead glancing at Sophie. She immediately avoided my gaze, then tugged playfully at Trenton's ear. "Why would Leslie follow us? She's more mature than that, Trent." With a few words, Sophie deftly shifted the blame onto me. I could only smile and reply, "Exactly. Why would I care about your little checkups?" My bluntness infuriated Trenton. He shoved me. "What's that supposed to mean? I only see Sophie as a sister." Having just come out of surgery, I was still weak, and I stumbled back in pain. Sophie knelt beside me immediately, pretending to scold Trenton while smirking in triumph at me. Disgusted, I pushed her away, trying to stand on my own. But as if on cue, she let herself fall, dramatically clutching her belly and crying out in pain. "My belly! Oh Trent, my belly!" she dramatically shouted. Trenton was immediately at her side, leaving me behind. "If anything happens to Sophie, I will never forgive you," he yelled. As I stood there, my body cold and drenched in sweat, I watched my husband walk away with another woman in his arms. In that moment, I was deeply grateful I hadn't kept our child. How could a man who didn't even care about his wife ever love her child? Back at home, I opened my phone to post something on social media, only to be interrupted by yet another one of Sophie's updates. This time, she'd posted a picture of Trenton's back with the caption, There's nothing like feeling safe with a man who truly loves you. The comments from Trenton's friends poured in. Chris, that doesn't look like your husband, lol. Greg, way to go, dude. Reclaiming your girl. Sam, oh, so you're the one donating the sperm? Congrats, man. Barely a second later, I saw Trenton's own comment. Don't start rumors. I was just helping out. Are you trying to get me divorced? And his friends responded in unison. Got it, loud and clear. But Chris added one more. Why worry? If she's the jealous type, then maybe it's time to end things. Everyone knows you've never really let go of Sophie. Just follow your heart. Chris had been Trenton's best friend since childhood and had never liked me, thinking I wasn't good enough for his friend. In his eyes, Sophie was perfection, beautiful, sweet, understanding, and I could never compare. But now that my marriage was falling apart, I didn't need to keep up appearances anymore. I commented back, don't worry, the divorce is on its way. You won't have to babysit Trenton anymore. After that, I opened my profile, picked 2 photos, a positive pregnancy test and my discharge papers from the hospital after the abortion. I then posted, finally free. Leslie's POV. The second I hit post, my notifications blew up with likes and comments. Not a single one came from Trenton's friends, though. They were probably busy calling him to congratulate him on finally being free. In no time, my phone was ringing nonstop, calls from my parents, his parents, and even Trenton himself. I ignored all the calls, only sending a quick text to my parents. I'm coming home today. We'll talk when I get there. Packing took no time at all. As I was about to leave, Trenton's car pulled into the driveway. He stormed out, fury written all over his face. Leslie, what the hell is this? You abort our baby over a sperm donation that I did? Why didn't you tell me you were pregnant? He demanded. His accusations made me nauseous, but there was no point in arguing with him anymore. Ignoring his rage, I lifted my suitcase and started toward the door. He grabbed me roughly by the arm. Is this some kind of sick joke? I already told you, once she has the baby, I'm done with her. I'm doing this for you. Why are you pushing me? His words echoed in my head. I couldn't hold back any longer and slapped him, hard. Don't ruin your pure love just for me, I sneered. Chris was right. You should just follow your heart. What do you need with a jealous wife like me? Go find someone more understanding. I spat. The divorce papers are on their way. Make sure to sign them. With a final shake of my arm, I pulled free, opened the door, and walked out without looking back. Behind me, his shouting continued. You'll regret this, Leslie. You're making a huge mistake. But I had no regrets. If anything, I was grateful. I was finally free. At my parents' house, I barely got through the door before my mom wrapped me in a tight hug, her eyes red and swollen. She must have been crying. My dad, stoic as ever, asked, what happened, Leslie? I didn't hold anything back. I told them everything. The lies, the sperm donor arrangement, and my decision to end the pregnancy. My mother cried harder, pulling me even closer, while my father just sighed, looking as if he'd aged 10 years in that moment. You did the right thing, sweetheart, he finally said, his voice quiet but firm. He was never good enough for you. I choked back a sob, finally letting the pain out as I buried my face in my mom's shoulder. For years, my parents had tried to warn me that Trenton didn't truly love me, but I'd been stubborn, convinced I could make him love me if I tried hard enough. It had taken me 7 years to get him to even consider a relationship, and I thought that meant something. But now, after 10 wasted years, I knew that some things just couldn't be forced. I waited days, weeks even, for Trenton to sign the divorce papers. He'd ignored every message, every call from my lawyer. It wasn't until I threatened legal action that he finally, begrudgingly, agreed to meet. He messaged me, I'll pick you up tomorrow. And I'll make sure Chris and the others apologize, too. We'll clear this whole mess up. I responded simply, bring Sophie. I wanted them both there. If he thought I was just going to forgive him, he was wrong. The next day, Trenton pulled up in front of my parents' house. And, as expected, Sophie was seated smugly in the passenger seat. Sorry, Leslie, I get car sick in the back, she said sweetly, with a slight smirk. No problem, I replied, smiling. Before, her words would have stung, but now, neither she nor Trenton could get a rise out of me. We arrived at the restaurant where Trenton's friends were already waiting. Chris was the first to approach me, feigning warmth as he led me to a seat beside him. Come on, Les, sit here so I can properly apologize, he said, his tone carrying more arrogance than remorse. Once everyone was seated, Chris poured a drink, raised it toward me, and, after downing it, looked at me with his signature smirk. Les, I'm sorry I said what I did. I just want the best for my best friend, you know? I gave him a tight smile, but my patience was already thinning. One by one, the others mumbled apologies, each sounding less sincere than the last. Trenton tried to play the peacemaker, urging everyone to move on and enjoy dinner. But before anyone could start eating, Sophie raised her glass of juice, standing to face me. Les, I owe you an apology, too, she said, her voice syrupy. I'm so sorry that my connection with Trenton caused you pain. But, you know, he's just always had a special place in his heart for me. I hope you understand. Trenton quickly hushed her. Sophie, you don't have to apologize. This is my fault. He then looked at me, his face solemn. I'm sorry, Leslie. I handled this all wrong. Good, I replied. Now, I have someone else who needs to hear these apologies. At my words, the doors opened, and Sophie's husband, Eric, strode in, looking grim. Everyone was shocked.